Welcome to the video assembly instructions for the Quilter's Evolution hoop frame. If you will be assembling a quilting machine or any accessories today, make sure you complete the steps in part 1 of this video series before anything else. Let's get started. First, we'll set the frame height, which is important for comfortable, prolonged use. Your frame comes packaged in 3 separate boxes, labeled Box 1, Box 2, and Box 3. Open Box 1 and retrieve the left leg, the right leg, and the hardware box. Open the hardware box and retrieve the 4mm T-handle Allen wrench, the 5mm Allen wrench, and the 10mm by 13mm open-end wrench. With the 4mm Allen wrench, loosen but do not remove the 2 set screws at the base of each frame leg. Locate the height screws, washers, and nuts attached to each frame leg. With the 13mm end of the wrench, hold one of the nuts in place and use the 5mm Allen wrench to unscrew the height screw. Repeat this step until you have removed all 4 sets of height screws, washers, and nuts from the frame legs. Stand up straight and hold one of your arms at your side with the elbow bent at a 90-degree angle. Use a measuring tape to measure the distance in inches from your elbow to the floor. Review the following chart. Find the measurement closest to the elbow height you just measured, and set both frame legs to the corresponding whole number. Align the inner and outer parts of the leg so that you can reinstall the height screws, washers, and nuts in the hole you selected. Use the 13mm open-end wrench and the 5mm Allen wrench to do so. Make sure that both frame legs are set to the same hole. Then retighten the 4 set screws with the 4mm Allen wrench. Next, we'll install the frame's table, which can be found in Box 2. You will also need a few more things from the hardware box: 4 M8 by 20mm SPHCS screws, 4 M8 by 55mm SPHCS screws, and 4 M8 washers. Use the 5mm Allen wrench and 2 M8 by 20mm screws to loosely connect one end of the table to the inside of the left leg. Do not tighten the screws yet. Use 2 more M8 by 20mm screws to loosely connect the other end of the table to the inside of the right leg. Again, do not tighten the screws yet. Loosely attach the 4 M8 by 55mm screws and M8 washers to the inside of the table. You will tighten all of these screws in the next task. For this task, you will need the following things from the hardware box: 16 M8 by 16mm screws and 4 corner braces, 2 of corner brace A and 2 of corner brace B. You will also need the reference card hook from Box 3. Use 4 M8 by 16mm screws and the 5mm Allen wrench to loosely attach a corner brace A to the front left corner of the frame. Use 4 more M8 by 16 mm screws to loosely attach a corner brace B and the reference card hook to the front right corner of the frame. Repeat the previous steps on the back of the frame, this time by loosely attaching a corner brace A to the back right corner and a corner brace B to the back left corner. Now, use the 5 mm Allen wrench to tighten the 4 M8 by 55 mm screws you left loose in the previous task. Next, tighten the 4 M8 by 20 mm screws on the underside of the table. Finally, tighten all 16 M8 by 16 mm screws you used to attach the corner braces. The frame is now strong, sturdy, and supported. Next, we'll install the take-up rail holders, which can be found in box 3. You'll also need 4 M8 by 16 mm SPHCS screws and the 2 3-wing knobs from the hardware box. Insert the right take-up rail holder into the right side of the frame and the left take-up rail holder into the left side of the frame. The levers should be facing toward the back. With the 5 mm Allen wrench, secure the take-up rail holders with 2 M8 by 16 mm screws each. Screw the 3-wing knobs into the holes on the inside of the take-up rail holders just above the levers. The side rails provide support for the sides of your fabric and also hold the front rail. You can find the left side rail and the right side rail in box 3, along with the 2 logo plates that you will need for this task. You will also need 12 M8 by 16 mm SPHCS screws from the hardware box. Place the right side rail on the right side of the frame with the rail holder facing toward the front. Attach with 4 M8 by 16 mm screws and the 5 mm Allen wrench. Place the left side rail on the left side of the frame with the rail holder facing toward the front. Attach with 4 M8 by 16 mm screws and the 5 mm Allen wrench. Finally, attach the logo plates to each side of the frame with 2 M8 by 16 mm screws each. The felt lining on each plate should face inward toward the frame. Next, we'll align the tracks on your frame table to ensure smooth movement across the frame as you quilt. With the 4 mm Allen wrench, loosen but do not remove the 5 connector bolts underneath the front edge of the table. Retrieve the bottom carriage from box 1. Locate the stickers that indicate which end is the front and which end is the back. Then, place the bottom carriage onto the frame, ensuring contact between the carriage wheels and the frame tracks. Press down firmly on the bottom carriage and roll it back and forth across the full length of the frame 2 or 3 times. Finally, move the bottom carriage to one side of the frame. Slowly roll the bottom carriage across the frame again, but this time, pause to tighten each connector bolt just after you've rolled the carriage over it. Next, we'll install a dual wheel channel lock onto the frame, which will make it easy to stitch vertically while quilting. Retrieve one of the 2 channel locks from the hardware box along with one M6 by 20mm SPHCS screw. Locate the back right corner of the bottom carriage. Use the 4mm Allen wrench to remove the rear-facing wheel from this corner. The wheel screw will not be needed again and can be stored with the packaging materials. Place the channel lock onto the M6 by 20mm screw. Then slide the wheel onto the screw with the wheel hub facing away from the channel lock. With the 4mm Allen wrench, screw the channel lock and wheel onto the bottom carriage. The black rubber foot should be facing down toward the frame track. You've completed the steps for Part 1 of your frame assembly. If you will be assembling a quilting machine, see Part 1 of your machine instructions and follow the steps for installing the lower encoder onto your frame's bottom carriage. The machine instructions will then tell you which steps to follow next. If you are using a domestic sewing machine, assemble the top plate now according to your top plate instruction manual. Then complete Parts 1 and 2 of your quilt motion manual if applicable. Otherwise, continue to Part 2 of the frame assembly video instruction series.